The ProCarv is a sports prosthesis for recreational and professional athletes with lower limb amputations. It creates targeted support for skiing, snowboarding, and other sports with similar motions, such as wakeboarding or water skiing. The foot and knee combination is suitable for knee disarticulation and above-knee amputees, while below-knee amputees can take advantage of the ProCarv foot component. The sports prosthesis consists of a foot component with associated attachment parts for snowboard boots or ski bindings. A knee joint, including a blocking clip for walking, and a high-pressure air pump for adjusting the movement resistance of the system. For snowboarding, the prosthetic foot can be equipped with a foot shell with a fit particularly suited to a snowboarding soft boot. A second version of the foot, 1E2 equals 1, is equipped with a polymer ring, which increases the flexion resistance further. This offers increased stiffness, which can benefit advanced snowboarders with below-knee amputations the most. The flexion resistance of the foot component and in the knee joint are adjusted with the help of the high-pressure air pump. The correct medial tibial plateau to floor measurement for the patient should be determined on the intact side. It is determined while the patient is sitting. After you have determined these measures for the user, the bench alignment of the prosthesis begins. The 1E2 prosthetic foot is equipped for use in a ski binding as delivered. If the prosthetic foot is to be used in a snowboarding soft boot, the foot shell included in the scope of delivery must be attached before the bench alignment. An example of this alignment is shown here for a lower leg snowboarding prosthesis. For this purpose, use the supplied ProCarv components in combination with the approved adapters according to the system overview in the ProCarv instructions for use. The value from the quick reference guide table can be checked with a goniometer and adjusted correspondingly for the selected type of sport and amputation level. The value from the table found in the ProCarv quick reference guide can be checked again with a goniometer. This must be adjusted correspondingly for the selected type of sport and snowboarding style. If the angle value is different, readjust it as needed. For the transtibial sports fitting, we recommend using a thigh sleeve to stabilize the knee joint. Now check the recommended basic values on the hydraulic cylinder and the pneumatic system and adjust them if necessary in the event of discrepancies. Note that these are merely basic values that need to be individually adapted for every athlete. The prosthesis should be put on while sitting to make it easier for the patient. Then check the height of the prosthesis. It is advisable to make the prosthesis the same length as the contralateral side. For adjusting the hydropneumatic system, the flexion resistance can be adjusted with the help of the high-pressure air pump. The preset values are merely basic values that need to be individually optimized for every athlete. If the foot shell for snowboarding does not fit in the soft boots, it can be shortened as needed. Observe the habits of the user the first time he or she steps into the snowboard binding. The patient should practice deflecting the spring for the first time, leaning the upper body forward slightly in order to get a feel for the system. For the first steps on the snowboard, the patient should have help from an O&P professional, one who snowboards if possible, and a snowboard instructor. An example in an indoor ski facility is shown here. In the following, some initial sample exercises are shown together with a snowboard instructor. The user should stand with the intact side in the snowboard binding in order to have steady footing. Nevertheless, it is necessary to take into account which leg the user prefers to have in the front binding. After the patient's individual familiarization period, The settings of the prosthesis should be checked and readjusted individually if the user wishes. The user can now try the snowboard out alone. ProCarve has also been developed especially for curvy snowboarding and no longer represents an obstacle.